Hi everyone and welcome back for our new decklog today. So as you can see, a bit of a change here. It's not a white pile of trash. It's a black pile of good, as you can see. I'm gonna play Froginator at my local um, tomorrow. And here's the list I'm gonna play. As you can see, it's almost identical to the list I played in the two leagues previously that I should have published on my YouTube channel, so you can check out the gameplay if you want. Well, it's not the full gameplay; it's my review. I commented, I voice over the gameplay, but there it is. So, what are the big features of this list? Well, I'm playing the changes before from the list I played from the two leagues where is I did cut one third seas to add one more wasteland. Yes. So one more waste. So the principal reason is I liked I know that at my local I am gonna play there are two cloud post players, so Wasteland is pretty good in this matchup. Um, Also, I just want to try it, and also the 330s, 3 days, and 3 wasteland is just nicer to look when I look at the list. And if I don't see much difference, I like to be. I'm. I don't know how to. What is the symptoms? Not the symptoms. What the word for it? But I just like when a decklist is clean, and so that's why I like free. Um, I could. I like. I wanted to swap because before I had only 2 days. No, two wasteland and 3 days. I prefer wasteland 2 days, but the best is to obviously have them together because they work in unison. Uh, but days is better when you have wasteland and vice versa. And just wanted to add one more blue card to for the force of will. So those are the reasons, and yeah, 30s was good, but I don't really need it. I need it. That's why I played. It's a good card, but 4 of I don't see myself needing the 4 of, and I like that Days and Wasteland just give you more free wins than 30s. So this is the reasoning, not a great one, honestly. And all I know is that 330 is 30s is one of the best cards in my list. It's obviously a flex slot. You can replace it by a lot of other cards, but I do think upgrading, making the combo plan of this deck, which is the best plan of the deck, is is better than anything else. So that's why I'm doing it. Because if you think about it, the reason I'm replaying this deck instead of just continuing to play my white pile of trash, uh, as I like to call it, it's not really a white pile of trash. I don't really think it's trash. I think it's actually, it's really good. But the reason I want to play this is that I'm kinda burnout of playing control, and also I don't really want to play control in a big event. I'm a bit tired of draws, and I play fast, but when you play against slow players, it's basically unavoidable. And Legacy is a casual format, so I don't see myself pressing my opponent the whole match, trying to make them play faster. And I don't really like the fact that maybe I need to slow play voluntary, or not really slow play, but not trying to proceed, not trying to finish the game because I already won the first game and my opponent is playing slow. So yeah, that's all those things that if I could just get rid of it when play control, but at last um, you need to play with them. So that's why I want to play something that is faster. And yeah, this is the best deck of the format. So and this is faster by far. You have 3 wins. You have game that lasts 3-4 minutes. You just on to reanimate and you're done. And yeah, if you think about it, the other thing is that I didn't want to play this deck before because I have a big tournament in January, and that's should be after the next ban announcement. And maybe Frog is not long for this world. Honestly, from playing the game myself, Frog is not really the problem. Where there are multiple problems, but also the thing I don't play against Reanimator. Um, I don't play enough. I don't play in challenges, and yeah, I play it sometimes, but I'm kinda biased because I play a deck that basically for me Reanimator is a buy. But it's also true that I think most people play Reanimator bad. They don't play well, and so they lose with it. And I think this version with Thoughties is kinda uh, yeah, it's tier 0 for me. It's just too good. And I'm seeing with the result in the league, even the bad matchup, you can just most of the time they are not that bad, but even I would say, just because you have the Entomb Reanimate plan that is just insane game one. Your game ones are insane, and the whole deck. Basically, my build is I just build my deck entirely to have the best game two and threes and possible. So that's why I'm playing a lot of Thoughtseize. Most people only will play one or two. I play three and I was playing four previously. I play four Fanatic, and most of the time people will cut one Fanatic or two to add one Animate Dead and some other stuff, sometimes a Fatal Push or else. But the thing is with Fanatic, it gives you the resilience game 2 and 3. It's not that good game 1, for sure, and Made Dead is better, but Unmade Dead becomes a dead card after in game 2 and 3, sometimes not, but most of the time people will have the Graveyard Hate, and so that's why I'm playing the Fanatic instead, and having this big mid-range plan where I just grind my opponents. That's how I play against a blue-black tempo, for example. You grind the game to an alt, basically. You just trade removal with your opponent, and then you just resolve a Fanatic, and yeah, sure, you can take away the reanimation target, but I still have a 4/4 lifelink, and you spend mana and a card. Not really mana, but at least a card for the Fanatic, so it's a 2/1. It's still a 2/1, and because the opponents have to sideboard aggressively for you, while you just make their primary plan weaker. So most in average they are gonna be slower in game 2 and 3, have more dead cards, just because they draw the graveyard 8. And if you are built around it, you can either get rid of the Entomb Reanimate plan, so I get rid of the Entomb, Atraxa, and Archon to put more interaction most of the time. As you can see, I don't have any more creature in the sideboard. I have one borrower. And honestly, I'm thinking about cutting one Fatal Push and adding one more, maybe. but yeah, mostly interaction. So either you get the Entomb plan and you bring in more interaction, and yeah, you just play a mid-range plan, you interact with opponents, and you're gonna just outgrind them, outgrind them. And if they have a surgical or fiery macabre for the troll, sure, okay. It's just it's basically a remove for 0 mana. People have snuff out. Snuff out exists. There is how do we call that? The submerge for green creatures. So yeah, you know, it already exists and it's not. It's good, but it's not too backbreaking. And also still the frog plan. Or the other plan is to keep the Entomb Reanimate plan, cutting the tempo plan, so the days and the wasteland most of the time. And I just, like a doomsday player, I just sculpt my hand to make sure I can resolve my um, my reanimate, basically my Entomb Reanimate. And if I know I'm just gonna win because of that, I just make sure I try to resolve it. So that's why I play the Thoughtseize, and that's maybe why I should keep the fourth one. But I don't see that matchup often. Most of the time I need to go fast and I cannot wait that much with the Thoughtseize. And I think overall, Days and Wasteland are better, give you more free wins, quote unquote. So yeah, so that explains why the main deck is like this. And so what I was talking about, the next ban list announcement is that even if Frog is cut from its ban, I still think the deck is playable and it's gonna be still maybe not tier 0 because the Frog gives a lot of resiliency to the deck for game 2 and 3, which is the most important part about this deck, is that this is basically an unfair deck with the Entomb Reanimate package that can play a fair games after that. And even if the Frog is banned, you can still play the deck. People played the deck before Frog existed. There was Griff, and Griff was arguably, it was way better than Thoughtseize for sure. But you still have a lot of cards to put into the deck. You have the Bowmaster, you can still play. You can just bring in more interactions. If the Frog is cut, I'm just gonna add one more waste, one more days for sure, one more Thoughtseize maybe, yeah, for sure. So it's already 3 slots I just want to bring in, and probably another borrower, and yeah, I have the list. It's already covered. I have already the replacement for the Frog, and yeah, for sure it's gonna be a loss, but the deck's still gonna be playable and still gonna be really good. So, and that's just my first thought. I'm just thinking about it for the first time. Okay, if Frog is gone, what I'm gonna do? One more days, one more waste, one more borrower, one more Thoughtseize. Sure, okay, just the worst thing is gonna be losing 2 blue cards, because at the moment, if I sort by color identity color, yeah, it's grouping, yeah. I have 16 plus 5, which is good for Force of Will. And if Frog is banned, I'm gonna lose 2 blue cards, so it's gonna be 19, which is a bit weaker. 17 is the least you can play, but ideally you want to be around 20. So 19 is eh. So maybe you should make space for maybe one more blue card, but that's for another time. Mana value, yeah, that's the best grouping. So yeah. Also, I'm playing more lands than most people. I'm not greedy on that because uh, also the land one more. I'm just playing one more land than most people, and it's the a utility land. it's a sewer. So I play two sewers because a lot of the time it gives you having two sewers allows you to keep land heavy lands. No, land heavy hands. Sorry. Land heavy hands. Oof, oh my god, it's too hard to say. So and you can just keep the hand, sculpt your jaws basically, and you don't have to be fast most of the time. And even if you're fast, this is you have to count this as a spell. It's like a brainstorm or ponder. Count the additional above the one, even the first one. Not really the first one, but the second one. Yeah, I count that as a cantrip basically. To me, it's a cantrip. So yeah, that's why. And it gives you a look, so it avoid you to flute too much, even if you draw a lot of lands. So yeah, I really like just make sure I have more lands than most people. To make sure I don't mulligan too much hand with, oh yeah, you have no lands. I guess I'm gonna. And also when I keep, it's not that often, but when I keep hands one landers, I know that I have more lands than most people, and it's okay to keep those. It's more okay, not totally okay. So yeah, that's about it for the. Oh my god, 16 minutes. Yeah, I'm talking a lot. For the sideboard, so one more borrower. I'm thinking about maybe another one instead of the fatal push. Even though there are not many, it's pretty good in the mirror. It's pretty good because it's a blue card, and it's pretty good because it gives you more resiliency, more threats. And yeah, borrower matters. The games are slower both side in game 2 and 3 because of the over sideboarding most of people do against you. Yeah, and I mean the card in this deck was always pretty good. So I can really see. Hmm, yeah, I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'm gonna do it. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna do it for now because I know there are not really. It's not that useful for my locals. But yeah, I'm gonna think about it. For consigns, this is the best card against Post and Eldrazi in this deck. So yeah, that's why. And it's just useful against so many decks, the artifact combo decks also. Just the fact that you can use it under Vexing Bubble is just great. Useful against Doomsday too. So yeah, the card's just great. Free Fiery Macabre. Before it was two Macabre, one Surgical, but I don't really see a point playing Surgical at the moment. Land is not a deck, and this bypass Daisies, this bypass um, Orim's Chant, Silence Effect. So yeah, so free Fatal Push, two Murderous Cut, just more interaction when you have to play a mid-range match basically, or against, I don't know, Cradle Control, those type of decks. And for some negation, just some catch-all. It's not really great against anyone, but it's useful against everyone. And often you have to side out a lot of cards. So when you side out the Entomb package, you have to get out 4 Entomb, Atraxa, Arcana Cruelty, and often you want to remove also the 2 Animate Dead because 2 mana Reanimate, it's fine, but when you get Macabre into it, it's kind of bad. Sometimes you want to remove some thoughts because you are not sculpting into trying to resolve reanimate spell, so you just bring in the force of negation and the cards are gonna be better, and it it adds to the blue count for the force of will too. And yeah, I don't really like to lose against combo decks either, so that's why. So that's basically it. Um, it's been 20 minutes. I hope you gathered a lot of interesting information. If you have any feedback, just tell me, and I hope I'm gonna crush it tomorrow at my local. See you.